Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Visual Benta, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. And to the returning subscribers, may God bless you for standing with me in this journey. So today let's talk about my story on how I met a Kikuyu guy on Kaluma's day, fall in love with him, and later found out that he was married, does brothel for a living, stole my money, and dated my brother's girlfriend. Before I begin this story, I want to ask you for one thing. Please listen with understanding and not judgment. The names that will be mentioned in this story do not refer to any real person. I am not here to expose anyone, embarrass anyone, or create hate towards someone. And I am also not here to make myself look like the better person. Because the truth is, I also had my own mistake, my own weakness, and moment where I ignore what I should have seen clearly. I am not telling this story so that you can sympathize with me. I am telling this story because sometimes our experience become lessons meant to help someone else. Somewhere out there might be a woman who is in love deeply, trusting fully, and giving her whole heart without knowing the full truth, just like I once did. If my story can open even one person's eyes, then sharing it will be worth it. This story began on 28th September 2025, a day many people remember as Kaluma's day. For most people, it was just another day, a normal day filled with ordinary plans. But for me, that day became the beginning of a journey that I would later change how I see love, trust, and people. I did not know that a simple meeting on that day would slowly grow into feelings I never planned for. I didn't know that a conversation would turn into attachment, and attachment would turn into love. And the hardest part is this: when you love someone genuinely, you don't see danger. You don't look for hidden truth. You don't question every smile or every promise. You believe what you feel. You trust what you are shown. That is exactly where my story begins. I met a man from Nyeri on that day, and at first, nothing felt unusual. It felt natural, comfortable, almost meeting someone you've ever known before. Conversation were easy, laughter came natural, and slowly, without realizing it, my guard started to calm down. I allowed myself to feel safe. And sometimes, love does not arrive loudly. It doesn't announce itself. It grew quietly, through daily conversation, through attention, through care, through the small moments that make you feel seen and valued. That is how I fell in love. Not suddenly, but slowly. And when love grows slowly, it roots itself deeply. I want to be honest here. I loved him. I loved him genuinely, deeply, and without pretending. I gave him my emotional honestly because I believe what I saw was real. And even today, I will not deny that my feelings were true. But love alone is not always enough to protect us from the truth. There were things I didn't know, signs I did not understand, questions I didn't ask because my heart had already chosen before my mind could analyze. And this is why I am sharing this story today, not because I hate him, not because I want to revenge, not because I want people to choose side, but because I have healed, even though healing did not come easily. Healing came after confusion, healing came after disappointment, healing came after loving someone so much that letting go felt like losing a part of myself. I healed for a long time, longer than I should have, because when you truly love someone, walking away is never simple. You try to understand, you try to forgive, you try to believe things will change. But sometimes the truth reveals itself step by step, whether you are ready or not. And when the truth finally comes, it forces you to see easily reality differently. This story is not just about love, it's about lesson, it's about emotional growth, it's about understanding how easily we can lose ourselves in someone else. I want you to listen to this story, not as a gossip, not as a drama, but as an experience, a real emotional journey that taught me things I would never learn from advice alone. Because sometimes life teaches us through pain what wisdom cannot teach us through words. This story will be told in 4 parts. Part 1 will be told about how I met him on Kaluma's day and how love slowly grew between us. Part 2 will cover how I discovered that he was married, a truth that changed everything I believed. Part 3 we will talk about how I found out what actually he does for a living. Part 4 we will reveal how I later learned about his connection with my brother's girlfriend, something that I have never expected to face. And the final part, we will talk about how he managed to steal my money. As you listen, I ask you again, please do not judge me. We all make decisions based on what we know at that time. Sometimes we only understand the lesson after the experience is already over. I am sharing this today because I have healed, even though a part of me once struggled to let go after loving him so much. And maybe, just maybe, my story will help someone recognize their own situation before it becomes too painful. So, this is where it begins. This is the story of how one ordinary day, 28 September 2025, became the start of a chapter I will never forget.